Hello again, everyone. This is Jonathan J. Dog Letterman, and you're tuned into the Anything Bucket on WRPBI TV. Tonight in our studio, we have somebody that is an expert in helping you to eradicate any pest problem that you have at your home, your business, anywhere you go. He represents Petrie's Pest Control. Please welcome Chris Cavanagh. Chris, welcome to the Anything Bucket.
Good to be here, John.
And it's great to have you. I know the Petrie name. You all have been in business for a long, long time. You're like a staple here in South Florida. Tell us a little bit about Petrie, and I know you're celebrating a huge anniversary coming up.
Yes, we'll be almost 60 years in business within the next couple of years. But the company was originally started by my grandfather, Hank Petrie, in Miami Beach, Florida, and he quickly expanded into Broward County with his family, and then my father became involved in the early 70s in the business, and in around 1995 I became involved in the business, so I'm the third generation.
And I know I saw the ad, that's how we got in contact. I know you do a lot of advertising, and I was very impressed. It says, now training the fourth generation.
I actually have triplet daughters who, they're 7 years old, so they have a long way to go. But hopefully, one of them or all three of them will join us in the family business.
Excellent. To keep that tradition alive, and it's amazing to have a business stay as long as Petrie has, because there's a lot of challenges in owning a business. What are some of the challenges you have found here in South Florida in having a business, and how have you overcome those to create the sustainability that you have?
Well, and especially the pest control business is extremely competitive in South Florida because there is a great need for that type of service. Being in a tropical environment, there's obviously a lot more pest activity, so we're kind of ground zero for pest problems. We've just tried to always offer great service, keep it simple, get back to our customers, and just really do the basics. Spend a lot of time hiring right, training people, investing in that, and not doing anything particularly special except training customer service and delivering a great service to our customers.
Chris, I know that Petrie's Pest Control prides themselves on being a community leader by giving back, and if you could talk to us a little bit about who you've helped and how it's made a positive impact on your business.
Well, we think that is very important to give back, and we've stayed very involved in many civic organizations as well as different charities. From when I grew up in Coral Springs at our town, we had involvement with that. To both my father and my grandfather were heavily involved in their foundation, the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation, the Navy League, Kiwanis, the Chamber. So we've stayed involved in all those civic organizations, as well as giving back to charities and donating our services whenever we can to places that are in need of service. And certainly everyone needs pest control service in South Florida. So we think that's obviously very important to be involved in the community and to give back to those that need it the most.
And I'm sure those communities, that you help with those donations appreciate it. I know that even when you donate a pest control service as a chance drawing prize,
yes,
it goes a long way in making a positive impact, and a lot of businesses can learn from what you're doing of giving of services, giving of your time, so the world can become a better place. So we applaud and celebrate you for that. And I always ask when I come in contact with people in your industry, what's the craziest story, rodent, snake, iguana eradication
there's so many
that you can share with us?
There's so many. One of the things that happens quite a bit with rodents is they have a way of falling in those pipe chases that are on people's roofs and showing up in their toilet. So we've had almost once or twice a year we get a phone call saying there's a rat that's in my toilet, and I can imagine that would be a horrible thing for somebody to encounter, but we have to deal with those type of things. And we've had snakes in garages and all kinds of problems.
You probably could write a whole book just on the
Absolutely.
unique end of it. What would be some of the tips that you would give prior to somebody needing your services, or how they might be able to avoid that last minute, I need Petrie scenario?
Well, what we try and always recommend, the buzzword is integrated, or buzz phrase is integrated pest management, which is what things that the homeowner could do without using pesticide nearly as often. There's still a time and a place for it, but by sanitation, proper sanitation, by trimming back shrubbery and landscape so it's not touching their home or the structure. Those are two things, right there that can reduce pests. Looking out for any moisture issues, not stacking wood too close to the home, which can attract termites. So there's a number of these things that we call integrated pest management that does not rely solely on applying pesticides. Sometimes we're vacuuming up insects. In the case of bed bugs, which we run across, we're having to both vacuum and steam furniture. And so there's a lot of different things you can do before you ever have to spray to eliminate your pest problem.
Great. We thank you for those tips. And if somebody wanted to get a hold of you to use your services, what's the easiest way they can do that?
Well, our phone number at our main office is 954-781-4100, and we can also be found online at petriespestcontrol.com. Or you can email us at info@petriespestcontrol.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, I had introduced Chris Cavanagh from Petrie's Pest Control, but the official name is actually Petrie Positive Pest Solutions. And Chris has a very positive message that he'd like to leave you with this evening to empower you and inspire you.
Well, a lot of people had asked, where did you come up with the name Petrie's Positive Pest Control? And our founder, my grandfather, Hank Petrie, was a big fan of Norman Vincent Peale's book, The Power of Positive Thinking. And I think it went with the P's, Petrie's Positive Pest Control, and we enjoyed having that name. And we think it especially ties in with the service business and being positive, giving good customer service, having happy employees who want to do the same thing. So that would be my message, to stay positive and great customer service.
And Chris stole my tagline. As you all know, you've been watching WRPBI TV and the Anything Bucket, and as I always say, stay positive. And remember, what the mind can conceive and the heart can believe, you can achieve. We want to thank Chris from Petrie's Positive Pest Solutions. And if you need rodent eradication or get rid of those pests in your home or office, call Chris Cavanagh at Petrie's Positive Pest Solutions.